Oh yeah, and everyone, Stu,
Um,
so welcome to the show.
I'd imagine, I would think it will be quite comfortable for PSV. I've been after Perth Feyenoord quite a bit, and Feyenoord are like struggled a bit this season, and are they in fifth place?
Yeah, they're fifth place, but they're on 46 points, and PSV are on 54. So
Yeah,
it's not too far, they're not too far behind. Let's just say.
yeah.
But this is usually quite an awkward game for PSV. So in the last six matches, PSV have not won this game. So I'd still
Oh
put them
yeah,
favourites, but Feyenoord, it's usually the rhythm of draw at PSV, then Feyenoord win at home, draw at PSV, Feyenoord win. So
oh yeah,
so I don't know where I think this might be a draw just by pure statistics, basing it off the past. But
yeah,
look forward to seeing. I mean, got some good players on the show like Zaharis and is starting for PSV today. Well, usually does, but in terrific form. He scored 7 goals in his last 5 games. You've also got Berg who's starting, but on a not as good as Zahari. He's got a few goals in his last game, but I'm expecting goals in this one. Yeah, I think, and the Eredivisie never usually fails this season to bring us goals, does it? I mean,
yeah.
we can be
Definitely
happy
not.
about that. And yeah, even just Ajax at the beginning of the season, they've dried out a bit, haven't they? I mean, they're on a mere 76 goals scored this season. It's they've dropped
Yeah,
their
it's crazy.
standards. Yeah, only 3-0 last match they won, then 3-1. I mean, that's not the
Yeah.
13 nils we were used to at the beginning of the season with Ajax. But yeah, as usual, subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you want. Get in touch with us. Any questions for Stu? Any questions for me? Uh, I should have good internet now, so I should it shouldn't cut off. And have you watched any more football over the weekend, Stu?
I haven't really had much because I was working yesterday, but so I haven't really had much of a chance this weekend. I just watched the highlights of match of the day, and that was about it.
That's still more than I did. I watched only Friday night football, so and I had a few beers in my system, so let's just say the viewing wasn't that intense. But yeah, even the highlights from yesterday I haven't seen. I haven't seen anything. I only saw Mönchengladbach losing the other night against Augsburg, which was a
Yeah.
weird defeat, and then I also saw Atalanta beating Spezia, or parts of it, near the end.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I had fun watching that on Friday night, but yesterday nothing. So yeah, if anyone asks you questions about games of the weekend, we're not the guys to come to. And I'm sure we'll soon get a comment from our good friend Jamie Davis. He'll be along.
So Atletico Madrid drew, I think.
Yes, they drew, so bit disappointing because it looked good on Tuesday night when they got the win against Bilbao to really create that space at the top of the table, but then to draw, they're now only 6 points ahead of Real Madrid, and now they've played the same amount of games. Barcelona
Yeah.
have a game in hand and are 1 point behind Madrid. So Barcelona win the game in hand. Who is the game in hand against? I'm just going to check. Against Huesca, who are last.
Hey,
Okay. So
hey,
Barcelona should win. Then they'd only be 4 points behind Atletico Madrid. With 11 games to go, that's not a comfortable position, is it?
no, definitely not.
And especially, well, let's just say that Atletico Madrid aren't exactly run out champions. You wouldn't, when they take a lead of about 4 points, you wouldn't bet all your money that they are going to run away with it. You've always got this idea in your mind that they might just be brought back down, and I fear for them. And even when you look at Barcelona, the stats this season say that they should have the most points in the Liga. They should have scored the most goals. They don't score as much as they should with the XG. And Atletico Madrid completely outperform these stats. So
Yeah,
one day those sort of things catch up with you. Your luck runs out, let's just say, or your
yeah,
bad luck runs out.
definitely.
So I think Barcelona might just overtake them. But yeah,
Yeah,
now we're on to Eredivisie now on the pitch in the Philips Arena. Is it Philips Arena or Stadium? I know it's Philips something, but I'm not sure which one.
I think it's Arena. I was
It's probably Arena. If anyone knows, comment and correct us.
thinking.
Yeah, so it looks like final they're going for a 3-4-3 because I've got certain formations that saying that Berger's going to play in a 10 role, and here it's saying he's going to play on the right wing. So be intrigued to see what he does because as their top scorer, I unfortunately don't know enough about this player.
Yeah, live score showing you on the right brain, but they're showing him on the numbers of 10 on their stream.
Hmm. Yeah. So we're
Probably
just getting
quite
underway.
nice.
I assume you're already underway. Uh, uh, Jamie said, "I'm sure XG is Seb's favorite word, and it's Phillips Arena." So we got that right. Just a
Yes.
sigh of relief. And I've kicked off, so gonna put the timer on. Yep, PSV attacking from. I didn't even get to see it. Right to left, and Feyenoord from left to right. And Feyenoord in this black-red colour kit that I'm not sure is very complimentary, but you know, sometimes the Dutch have the weirdest kits, but they're so lovely at the same time. Big fan of the Ajax away one. If you think of the colours, it shouldn't work, but it does. I just love it.
No, it is nice.
Need to get some more Dutch football shirts. Do they still sell VHS? Jamie says. Phillips, I don't know, Jamie. I really don't. I'd love to help you out, but wrong guy. Yeah. So I'm actually just putting on Southampton and Brighton in the background. Oh, and Brighton are beating them 2-1. Okay. That's a revelation. Lewis Dunk, Trossard, and Adams getting the goals. Okay. This takes Brighton out of the relegation zone. Well, they weren't in it, but just above Fulham. And now they're just below Southampton. Intriguing developments now. And already straight on, PSV have just belted into the box and trying to put the pressure on there. Almost a goal line clearance there. Corner for Feyenoord. Ooh. And it's a pretty terrible cross, to be fair. That wasn't great. Oh, and the shot just wide. Ooh. Who was that
Philip
from?
Max?
I think it is Philip Max, yeah. I'm delighted to see Guts are starting today.
Oh yeah.
Because I've yet to see him play for PSV. I've tried watching a few PSV games, but I've not really seen much. He's been injured. I think it's 11 games this season that he's played. Only started to play full matches recently. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I loved him when he was at Dortmund.
Yeah, absolutely. It's impossible to hate him. There's something brilliant about him, and injuries probably stopped him from being a world-class player as well. One of those Dortmund players that was hindered by injury, as we talked about Royce in that same light.
Yeah.
And it's a shame to say because he's a player who scored a World Cup winning goal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Jamie saying PSV have some beautiful shirts. They do, and this is what we were saying about Dutch teams. They all have really beautiful kits, but on paper it shouldn't work the mix of colours, but they do so well. Want to point out as well the Feyenoord manager Dick Advocate.
Oh yeah.
As we can remember, who did he manage in England again?
Can't remember.
I can't remember who it was. He did manage a club in England, and I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. Sunderland it was. There we go. He's managed a lot of teams. The list is very long, from Rangers, Netherlands, Borussia Mönchengladbach to even United Arab Emirates, South Korea, Zenit. The list goes on. It's brilliant. Ah yeah, he's 73, so that explains why he can manage so many teams. Hmm. 0-0 for the moment. And PSV obviously look like the superior team. I don't watch enough Dutch football, but when you watch some of the matches, it's quite obvious that PSV are in that top two category. I think a lot of us will think that Dutch football is dominated by Ajax, and rightly so, because they got to the Champions League semi-final not too long ago and produced such talent. But PSV look the part in that top two category of Dutch football as well. Yeah, they're really a force to be reckoned with. And the last two matches I saw them play against Ajax, they were brilliant. I thought they looked better than Ajax in big chunks of the game. Jamie, Sunderland. Yeah, we got there eventually, Jamie. We got there eventually. Took us some time.
I think like PSV have been like unfortunate, like with Ajax have been so good in the league. Like it's always going to be tough to try and like overcome that.
Yeah, Ajax are really dominant and there's no getting away from it. But the PSV do have some weird results sometimes. Like the other week they drew 2-2 with Den Haag, so the kind of
Yeah,
matches that they should be winning. They were before last, weren't they, Den Haag? And they drew that match. Max actually missing a penalty in that match, so it's just a shame. I don't know whether they dominated the match. I didn't watch it, but yeah, I'd hope they'd be close to Ajax in the title. Okay, Jack
yeah,
Gray, what you's watching the game on? So I think you're watching it on Bet365, aren't you? The game.
yeah.
I've got my subscription, so a Sky subscription in Switzerland, so we have all the Dutch games. But I think yeah, you're on Bet365, so it's available on there if you want to watch it for free. And the corner for PSV, and it's for the moment, even 6 minutes gone, you get a feeling that PSV are going to get a goal at some point.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, no shots on target for the moment. But that'll come. On another corner that's coming in. It's a really bad corner again. Yes. Ooh, so that was from Gakpo, that corner. Pretty bad cross. And another cross that Marsman just scrambles to catch in midair. And Feyenoord look to break, but they just can't. Even just in the beginning, their passing looks a bit sloppy. Fuck PSV. Feyenoord is the club of Netherlands. So let me guess, Juice, you are a Feyenoord fan? Well, what's the problem with PSV exactly? Well, the club of the people. Okay. Jamie saying, favourite Dutch player of all time, I'm stuck with Van Nistelrooy and Robin. Who's your favourite Dutch player of all time, Stu?
I'd probably say Robin. I do love Dirk. Being a Liverpool fan, I do love Dirk. Case that'll be biased, but
Am I
Robin's
wrong?
probably one of my favourites.
Am I wrong in thinking that Dirk Kuyt won the title in Holland with Feyenoord not too long ago?
Oh yeah,
Or is that? Oh wait, someone's just put Van Persie dickhead. So didn't Van Persie play for Feyenoord? I'm getting my Dutch football all confused now. I think, or is it because he played for multiple different Dutch teams? I'm trying to think now. Okay, so Van Persie played for Feyenoord, yeah. But you said this guy Juice on the stream saying that fuck PSV, yet saying that Van Persie's a dickhead. So which one is it? Do you not like PSV or Feyenoord? Or are you just a complete Ajax fan here? Yeah. So I actually he did. What are you saying, Jamie? He did. No problem with PSC, but there is a problem with Ajax. They're so arrogant. I guess, but then when you're winning, I think you have a certain right to be arrogant, don't you? When you win so often in the Eredivisie, I think you're almost allowed to be arrogant. Okay, Jamie said Dirk Kuyt was awesome. He never stopped. Ah, so yeah, Dirk Kuyt did win the title with Feyenoord. One of my favourite Dutch players, or my favourite Dutch player ever, was Wesley Sneijder.
Oh yeah.
This was a period where I was really starting to watch a lot more football in 2010 and 2013, and him just dominating Europe, and it was a joy. Just him winning everything and getting to the final of the World Cup with the Netherlands. Just a joy to watch Wesley Sneijder. Juice saying, no, I have no problem with PSV only for now. We'll see about that afterwards. We'll see about that. Okay.
Got a good chance, eh? another corner. They're getting quite a few of them.
Yeah, I think Feyenoord are looking pretty happy to just sit back on this one. And I guess it would be a shame for Feyenoord fans considering they won their last game 6-0. Oh, and a good save there from Marsman. I don't know whether the Dutch people are going to say it's pronounced Marshman or something similar. My Dutch accent is appalling. But yeah, PSV got through quite easily there, and defence opened up, and can't see who it was who got the shot away, but it's a good save from Marsman with his leg. And now Feyenoord are looking to break, but there's no options except for Berg, who's out wide. He's got space and time. He's going to put a cross in. Can he get a shot away? And PSV deal with it easily. I think I might be a bit behind from you, Stu, because usually Bet365 is a bit ahead of me.
Yeah, I think I'm like 20 or 30 seconds ahead of us.
Oh, yeah, okay. Not too bad.
Far.
Not too bad. Ajax always says we are Ajax, we're the best, but then they win lucky. 9 out of 10 from big clubs in the Eredivisie. Okay, maybe. Possibly. I know that there have been matches where Ajax aren't exactly convincing, but isn't that what true champions are? The teams that can win, even if it is lucky. We said that so often about Manchester United in the era of Sir Alex Ferguson. Even when they played badly, they just kept winning, and that's why they were such great champions. So
Yeah.
I guess you could apply that to Ajax as well, that same logic. Yeah. And I want to just also put in a little plug in, because being from Switzerland, I have to always promote the Swiss players that are there. So in goal for PSV is Mavogo, who is 26 and comes from the place where I study, just to draw that little link. Live in the same city where he was born.
Oh, nice.
Just that little plug. But yeah, he used to play for Young Boys, and Young Boys are looking okay. Did they win in their Europa League match the other night? They qualified, didn't they, Young Boys? Or am I getting that wrong?
I'm not sure.
I'll have to check, because I'm not too convinced. Oh, they lost 3-0 to Ajax. Ah, it was the first leg, of course. Yeah, they got through against Bayer Leverkusen, which was quite impressive, because
Yeah.
their manager, Sione, is one of the favourites to take over at Mönchengladbach. So Sione beats Bayer Leverkusen, and then Leverkusen beat Mönchengladbach. So maybe Marco Rose to Sione, the Swiss manager, is an upgrade.
Yeah.
Jamie's saying, Sneijder, Huntelaar, Robben, Van der Vaart and Van Nistelrooy, what do they all have in common? Van der Vaart, Van Nistelrooy, Robben... I don't know. Do you know what they all have in common? Except for the fact they're Dutch.
Who was that again?
Sneijder, Huntelaar, Robben, Van der Vaart and Van Nistelrooy. What do they all have in common?
Are they all Champions League? I was trying to think.
They've all won the Champions League, haven't they?
Yeah.
Has Van Nistelrooy?
The only thing I can think. Would he have won it in 2019? That would have been
2002?
early.
He wasn't. It was too early, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think Van Nistelrooy did win a Champions League.
No.
That's quite a revelation, honestly.
Trying to work out.
You got to tell us, Jamie, because we've not got it. And he said the Switzerland national team brought to you by Sebastian Swiss True. Oh my. Just gonna try and just checking out honours for Van Nistelrooy, because I'm sure he hasn't won a Champions League. Yeah, he's not won a Champions League. There we go. So, I think I was expecting a bit more of an aggressive game from Feyenoord, considering, as I just mentioned before, they won their last match 6-0. So, when you're on that sort of form, you really hope the team can push for it. Oh my, then I might have been right. They did go for it. I'm just going to see it now then. Oh, it's PSV trying to play
Great
out from the
finish.
back, quite poorly giving possession away. It's for the first. Oh, it's Bergery. Oh, that's a good goal. Oh, that's a good goal. And that's why he's their top scorer. He's, yeah, currently top scorer for Feyenoord. And that puts him on 14 level with Marlon, who plays for PSV. Marlon, who is playing, so there'll be a fight for second place as top scorer in the Eredivisie now. That's a very good goal.
That's class
Oh,
finish.
it's brilliant. But I think PSV will be disappointed that they gave the ball away so cheaply in their own half.
Yeah, definitely.
They dealt with it well in the beginning of the game, passing out, but then Feyenoord just suddenly turned it on in the 10th minute. High pressure. They'll struggle. And it's 1-0 to Feyenoord then. Oh, damn it, I didn't even put the score up properly. And it's Bergery, the captain, who's opened it up. Goal, Feyenoord. Yeah. What do you think of Feyenoord and his team, Juice says? I don't know too much, but I know there are some decent players in there, but I think there are other younger teams in the Eredivisie, if I'm not wrong. They're not exactly one of those young teams out of all of them. There is a Turkish midfielder, Koku, who's quite young, but if not, nothing really jumps out at me. I'll have to watch a bit more Feyenoord because I don't know enough, honestly. But I'm liking the way they're playing now. They're really turning it on.
Yeah, they dealt with like the pressure really well early on, and then
Well, they probably got away with it
yeah,
more than anything else. Yeah, dealt with the pressure, maybe, but I thought they were a bit lucky not to concede at the beginning.
yeah,
And so now it's 1-0 to Feyenoord, and they look to have found their rhythm in this game. And so it might even be a Feyenoord win. I predicted a draw, maybe a Feyenoord win. And this obviously dents PSV's title chances.
yeah, definitely.
And if they lose this, they've played 2 more games than PSV, and they'll be 6 points behind. But this puts Feyenoord back into 4th place to put themselves into contention for that Europa Conference League qualification spot.
Is it just the top 2 who qualified Champions League?
So, from what my understanding is, the first place qualifies automatically for the Champions League. The second place in Eredivisie. Ooh, and a header just goes wide there. That's a good chance. Linson putting it wide. Really good cross coming in from Malacia there. There's a De Bruyne style cross, but with his left foot. Yeah, and Linson just about didn't get his head on it right. But yeah, so first place is automatic. Second place, I think, is a playoff spot in the Champions League. And actually, what the table I've got up here says completely different to what I've just said. It says here that third place qualifies for Europa Conference League, and then 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th go to Europa League playoffs. Now, I'm guessing this table's wrong that I've got up here, and I'm gonna check it because that doesn't sound right. That Europa Conference League is higher qualified than the Europa League in Holland.
Yeah.
So first yellow card of the game, and it comes from Sinistera, which is ironically sinister. So Juice saying Bijao, Malacia, Spacic, Gertruida, Koku, Sinistera are really talented players. Problem with Feyenoord is that they don't have any money. Do many Dutch teams have money right now? I haven't heard that their financial situation is brilliant, especially the fact that their season was cancelled last season. Ahmed Saka saying Feyenoord the best. I'm guessing that means Feyenoord the best. If my Dutch is spot on there. So yeah, Sinister getting the first yellow card for a sinister tackle. There we go. Had to put it in there. Had to put it in.
Has to be done.
He purposely did it. He purposely did it. Yeah. So 1-0 to Feyenoord. This puts them back into 4th spot. El Rencio, Tottenham or Arsenal? Who's going to win? Go on, Stu.
I'm going Tottenham.
Why is that exactly?
They just seem to be. I haven't really watched much of Arsenal this season, but I think Tottenham's. If you go by like their form on the table, now they've got their like record with Harry Kane. Is he playing today?
The lineup isn't out yet. The only one that's out for sure is Lo Celso, or it's questionable still. So they look like both sides could have a full strength team out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tottenham are just frustrating. They're becoming almost Everton in that sense, you know, where they win the game that they shouldn't, and then they lose the game that they should win. They're so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Brighton have won against Southampton, so that's not looking good for Hasselhütten. That's really quite bad now. But anyway, Tottenham Arsenal. I don't know. I think this is going to be a draw. I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham win the first half 2-0 and then Arsenal win the second half 2-0 and it ends 2-2. It sounds typical of those two teams. Yeah, I don't know what to think, but I'm going to go for 2-2. What do you think is worth of Sensei? There are rumours of him going to Napoli or Real Madrid for about 25 million. So, this is Feyenoord centre-back, Senesi, I think I'm getting that right. I don't know, I haven't heard that enough, that Real Madrid and Napoli are in for him. I think Napoli could do with a good young centre-back, and Napoli have done well when they've bought in the Dutch league, so why not? Why not? Yeah, I think that could be a good call. And El Rencio saying Kane is playing, I'm a Spurs fan. Kane loves to score against Arsenal, am I right in saying that? Or
Yeah, he does.
I think he does, yeah. But yet Stu decided not to captain him in fantasy football this week. Oh, and
Yeah,
PSV are breaking now. It's Marlon breaking through, yeah. You captained Gundogan, didn't you?
Kind of bit.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did. And your vice captain's Lingard, and Lingard can't play today. It didn't go with the warning on FPL. So your two captains have been redundant this week. I'm behind. I'm behind Stu on fantasy football, so I'll take any win I can.
Oh no, I bet I captained Calvert-Lewin.
You did, Calvert-Lewin, yeah. He got 6 points. Oh, he got 3. No, 3. Yeah. I captained
Fernand. Points.
Ooh, it was a bad overhead kick there. And it looks like I can't even see the player who's down. There's a PSV player down now. I think it's Linson who attempted the bicycle kick, and it's Tornstra who got the boot right in the head. It was a bit of a clumsy bicycle kick, let's be honest. Yeah, it was Linson who attempted that. I think he could have got a booking for that, but so Feyenoord still showing a lot more intent in this game now than the first 5 minutes. Who's going to be player of the season in the Premier League? Bruno, Diaz, Gundogan, or Kane, or else? What's your opinion on that, Stu? Who's going to be player of the season in the Premier League?
I'd probably go with Diaz at the moment for City, because I think last season they were like so dodgy, like defensively, and like they really struggled. And he's like come in and they seem to be a lot stronger.
Yeah, I'd have to agree to a certain extent. Don't want to say the same answer to be boring, but Diaz is just phenomenal, and he's a very old school centre back as well. Man City probably needed, and Pep Guardiola probably never wanted. But my word, he's transformed that defence. He's transformed John Stones, and just
Oh, definitely.
It proves how much a non-complementary centre-back pairing compared to a complementary centre-back partnership can make the difference. You can be a good player, but if you've got two ball players who are going to jump out and come to the man like John Stones does, then you're both going to get caught like Otamendi and Stones did. Whereas Diaz will sit back and also manage that defence. And even if John Stones is not doing much more different, it's just that complementary partnership between those two, and that's something we have to think about when going to the Euros. So I wouldn't exactly like Maguire and Stones to be that partnership. I don't see them. I think they're both good in their own rights, but I want a centre-back partnership that's very complementary, like Diaz is to Stones. And I do want Stones in that team because I think Stones can bring a lot forward. So I just don't know who for the moment. I can't think of many English centre-backs that are like Diaz. In the same characteristics, I'd only go to the extent of saying Konsa, who's quite calm, can step back, and is quite composed when defending. I'm not saying Konsa's as good as Diaz, no way, but I'm just talking about characteristics in defending. And that's the only one I can really think of. Yeah. I just went off on a tangent talking about English football. El Renzo saying I would say Stones and Cody to Euros. I actually wouldn't take Cody on current form. And I don't like Cody in the back two. I think he has to be in the back three.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? I've got a better suggestion. Maybe Michael Keane. Michael Keane with John Stones.
Yeah.
I think that might work. But I wouldn't take Cody at the moment. I'd be uneasy about that. So 26 minutes in, but 27 for Stu, and it's 1-0 to Feyenoord still. And PSV haven't really had a shot in the last 15 minutes.
No.
A bit disappointing from second place.
They just had that one shot on target towards the start. PSV.
Sorry, what was that?
I think PSV just had that one shot on target at the start.
Yeah, they did have a few chances, but they just went wide or really bad corners came in. El Renzo saying everything but Maguire. 80 million is a very conflated price tag, but there was a reason behind it, so I'm not going to go into that existential debate, but Maguire does have some worth. I wouldn't say he's world class though, but he's at least of value in a squad like England for a competition, I think, anyway. But I was a bit disappointed this season that I always thought Maguire's strong point was his heading ability. He can just, in the World Cup, it seemed like aim for Maguire. This season, I'm questioning if he knows how to head the ball properly. Did he get his head hit in Greece and it dented it differently, so when he heads the ball it goes to a different direction now? I'm just curious because his heading ability this season has been awful. El Renzo saying, who do you guys support? Stu, take it away.
Well, I'm a Liverpool fan. We won't mention their league this season.
Yeah, I don't support anyone. I have the easy job in football of being very neutral, so I just enjoy matches. I just enjoy watching football. There we go. I have my preferences, but I don't really support a team. It's always an easy answer, isn't it? People say, oh, you say you're a football fan, but you don't support any team. How is that possible? I just like watching football.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to. It's getting a bit scrappy now, this PSV game. PSV don't look very composed on the ball when going forward. I think that knocked their confidence, the goal that they conceded, the way they conceded it. Their passing out from the back was working, and now, after that goal, they don't look comfortable on the ball. Who do you support? Oh, no, wait, El Renzo said he supported Tottenham. That's right. That's right. I'd love for PSV to buy every player that's called Phillips. You know, Nat Phillips, Matt Phillips. Is there a Max Phillips? Surely is. Philip, who knows?
Yeah.
So 30 minutes, Feyenoord 1, PSV 0. And now Feyenoord are actually dominating in the shot stat. They've had 2 shots on target to PSV's 1. No stress if you don't support anyone. No, I just like football. I don't really support anyone. I didn't see the point. I just watched football because I could. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as usual. Ooh, we have got 2 subs in the last half an hour. So thank you to you lot. PSV better come back. Diazzo. Ooh, and the shot just goes wide there. I just turned my head away to look at the comments, and
I've no
Feyenoord
idea.
were in a dangerous position there. Yeah, will that come back to haunt them if they don't put away these chances? So it's a pullback cross, and yeah, and it's Gutrida, I can't pronounce his name, who just misses the target. It was a very clever pullback cross. PSV better come back. Why, Diazzo, have you got a bet on this? Because usually we get a lot of people who are betting on the matches. So have you got a bet that PSV are going to win or draw or anything along those lines? Juice, PSV look almost never wins from Feyenoord. Yeah, this was a point that I made at the beginning of the stream. It's been 6 games since they haven't beat Feyenoord, so there's usually a pattern where it's draw, Feyenoord, draw, Feyenoord, draw, Feyenoord. So technically, this one should be a draw. Jamie Davies saying subscribe to LTS, and I can repeat that. Subscribe. One PSV just got in the box there, and the shot was very easily dealt with by Buttigieg. I think it's Buttigieg. Yeah, my Dutch pronunciation is really awful. So, oh wait, Buttigieg is a Brazilian player. I said nothing. But they're just defending narrowly against PSV. They're saying, almost, if you want to cross it, there are the flanks to go and attack them. Your crossing's been pretty poor today, you can continue. And PSV are still trying to play down this compact centre of the pitch. Maybe Schmidt will have to change it up tactically at half time, because they're not getting much luck out down those flanks. I say compact, yet they're playing 5 at the back. Feyenoord.
They've got a free kick with a nice range PSV has.
I've just come to the part where Philippe Max is just giving the ball away cheaply, and
yeah.
Since that goal, PSV's passing got even worse. Oh, and Svaria, yeah, Sahavi has won a really good free kick there. Does well to get past both those players. And there's something I like about seeing an Israeli player in Europe. Reminds me of Benayoun. I don't know, that's the only Israeli player I can think of.
Hey.
I don't know, you must have remembered, being a Liverpool fan, Liverpool fan, you must remember Benayoun.
Yeah, I used to love him, like, such a good player.
Yeah, so Sahavi's actually played in China. He's played in Israel, and he's played in Italy. A journeyman. And he scored 6 goals in 6 games in Europa League this season. That's not bad. Yeah, an underrated player probably. I can't see who's about to take it. I'm guessing you've come to the conclusion of this free kick.
Yeah, it's Max, I think.
Oh, it looks like Max or Sahavi who are stepping over it.
Just even.
Yeah, Max has not had his best game. That's not a bad free kick. That's a good attempt. So, I don't know if anyone remembers Philippe Max from Bundesliga days. Schalke, Augsburg. He's in Bundesliga 2, I think, as well, with Karlsruhe. Jamie asking again, Schneider, Huntelaar, Van Ristelrooy, Robben and Van der Vaart, what do they have in common? I'm really struggling with this one, Jamie. They're all Dutch. They've all played in the Champions League.
Okay.
And PSV trying to play out, long ball over for Sahavi, and it's nowhere near. Yeah, PSV are starting to run out of ideas really quickly in this game. I think Feyenoord have got very comfortable. even off the ball. At the beginning, I didn't think they looked comfortable in the first 10 minutes, but now they look. They will happily let PSV have the ball. When you look at the possession stats, it's actually PSV just about edge it with 54%. But Feyenoord have had the most chances, so... Possession doesn't win you matches. In the beginning, Zahavi was so bad and Marlon was very good, but now Zahavi scores like every game 2 times, and Marlon does nothing. But aren't they a good partnership? Because I've seen them play together sometimes, and they look like they're a very good partnership up front, Marlon and Zahavi. I'm not sure in a game like this where you've got a back 5, 2 strikers is really that effective. Max is a very good attacking and free kick, but his defensively very weak. No, nothing new there. We all knew that about Philip Max. He's not exactly the defensive left back. He almost reminds me a bit of Theo Hernandez, the way he just loves to bomb forward into all sorts of positions and does it so well. But then when defending, his decision making can be questionable. Yeah. I'm up to 35 minutes, and it's still 1-0 to Feyenoord, and it looks like it will stay this way until half-time at least. If any of these teams were to be in a European competition, Stu, like Europa League for instance, how would you rate their chances? Because PSV were they knocked out by Olympiacos? They were knocked out by Olympiacos. I don't think Olympiacos are exactly the greatest team. They looked probably... I watched brief moments of them against Arsenal the other night, and I thought they weren't great, and Arsenal were just wasting their chances. But would this sort of PSV side or Feyenoord side hold their own in a European competition?
I think we could see them get to like knockout stages, but no, not any further.
Yeah, versus Ajax, they're not very good, but it's Luc Mouet. Luc Mouet?
Oh, PSV have just scored.
We thought no goal would come, but... So, just get into it now. So Harvey puts a ball in. No, it's not that moment. No, it's not that moment. But Feyenoord lose it in their own half. That's the big problem. It's basically been that. Turnovers in their own half have cost them dearly, both teams. Oh, that's a cheeky goal. Oh, that's a cheeky goal. So, I like the way Juice says, yeah, Marlon does nothing, but we've just got a goal from Marlon.
It's really cheeky.
I know what you mean though, but Tahavi's a better player recently, but Marlon is their top scorer, so the fight for second top scorer in the league between Marlon and Berghuis is still on. Both have scored in this match and both are level on goals.
I was just about to say to you, we haven't seen Gertz so much in this game, and then he does that pass.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's a great pass, great vision, and great weighted pass. The finish is cheeky. Lovely to see Gertz getting involved, though. That's the kind of clash you get with Gertz if he's injured all the time. Even if he is injured all the time, when he gets on the pitch, he's clearly a better player than people would give credit for. So 1-1, and yeah, so my prediction's looking okay at the moment. And we're coming up to half-time ever so soon, but nothing between these two teams. Yeah, versus Ajax, they're very good. It's Luc Mouet. Fuck off. Yeah, he did look offside, didn't he? But I don't know. I didn't see the VAR check very well. It looked suspect. Let's just say. Jamie saying let's get to 4-2-5. Oh, we're on 4-2-2, so that's another one. And thank you, whoever that may be. You can announce yourself in the comments if you please. There's also in this Ajax side that a young Dutch player that people can't stop talking about, Mohamed Hatteren, sorry, I can never pronounce his name, 19-year-old, and I've heard a lot about him, but then when I put the games on, he's not playing. So
Yeah, that's
what's
same
the
with
deal?
me.
Yeah, he's on the bench, and I don't know what's going on there. Has he got a bit of an injury? Is he? Because he's wearing a number 10 shirt, so he must have some importance to this PSV side. I don't know. It's a bit of a shame. And on the final bench, you've got Leroy Fair. Remember him?
Oh yeah, who did he play for?
He played for Swansea and QPR. He also plays for Norwich. Okay, but it's quite appropriate that you could say he has lungs of iron because Fair is French for iron. So when you have to explain the pun, it's not a good pun. And final having to throw in deep in their own half. Yeah, that goal probably did some good for PSV. Questionable, I agree with Juice. I don't know if it was offside, I didn't see the angle very well, but questionable. And PSV have started to get their act together, passing-wise. You see the pass from Götze was a really nice one to Marlon.
Linton probably should score there for Feyenoord.
Linton doesn't seem to be exactly the most prolific of strikers on today's showing. He has great movement, but he doesn't seem exactly like a goal scorer, but can create chances for himself. It's a good save though. I mean,
Yeah,
I think he just gets his knee in the way there. So Linton has got 7 goals in 22 this season so far. And he's one who's done the rounds of Dutch clubs, Vitesse, Venlo, Groningen. You know, as some players do, go around all leagues. So 41 minutes gone. 1-1 between PSV and Feyenoord. The two big teams in Holland that aren't in Amsterdam. I named that derby myself. No one calls it that, but I'm just naming it. Wait a minute. And Bergview just losing the ball in PSV's half there. And PSV look like they can break. It looks like it could be 3-on-3. No, they hold it up. They don't seem to be willing to get in behind Feyenoord's backline when the chances are there for them. It seems like, I know this is going to sound stupid, it seems like PSV are too disciplined to their manager's tactics. There are some moments where you've got to be a bit spontaneous and put the ball in behind, like Götze did for the goal for Marlon. And PSV have certain chances to do so, and it's just they're reluctant. It looks like a side that's managed by Lucien Favre with too many instructions, and they can't they can't express themselves. They're like, should I pass it? No, I'll get shot by the manager. It looks like PSV are a bit too respectful of their tactics. It's a very weird statement to say.
You see a few times and a player can probably get in behind, but the pass just isn't made.
Yeah, exactly, and they're just not doing it. And there have been chances to. And I think Feyenoord might have known that if they just keep their shape, they're not going to be broken down.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, and they're in the box and dealt with easily by Feyenoord. You see, it's another chance where, I mean, it's near the byline, but basically Feyenoord saying you can attack out wide and try and get crosses in. As long as we keep our numbers in the middle, we're going to intercept the ball. You're not going to get a good cross in, whatever. We'll take our chances. And it's a corner for PSV, sorry. This is their 4th of the game, if I'm not wrong, and I don't think Feyenoord have had any corners.
I can't remember any.
No, they haven't had any yet, Feyenoord. See, and it's dealt with again by Feyenoord. Easy. I think that's the 4th corner they've had for PSV, and I'd be surprised if one of them actually hit a PSV head.
Yeah, corners were
Ooh.
like really awful.
Questionable challenge there in the box, though. Looked like it could have been given a penalty on a much stricter day, let's say. I don't think it would be, but I think PSV were contesting for a penalty of some sort. Nah, not for me. They're both falling over the players. And half-time now it is in the Philips Arena. 1-1 between both teams. What would you say? What were your thoughts on that half then, Stuart? Stuart or Stu? What's
Stew I usually prefer.
Stu? We'll go for Stu then. What were your thoughts on the first half then?
um, but PSV started well, but they didn't really make the most of their chances. And then Feyenoord were able to like stay into it, and then they got their goal, and then they seem to be playing a lot better from like the 15-minute mark. And then PSV seemed to be a bit out of sorts, and then they got the then good piece of play where Gertz split them through to get that goal. So I think 1-1's probably a fair result at the moment.
I think when we saw moments like that with Guts with the pass through and Malin with the nice chip, or even moments where Sahavi has got past two players and won the free kick,
Yeah.
there's a bigger collective in Feyenoord's play, and there's a lot more dependent on PSV's individuality, and it's not working for the moment because they're not breaking down Feyenoord well enough. There's only just spats in the game where PSV are creating chances for themselves. When they're trying to get the ball out wide and cross them in, it's not working. It's not been working whatsoever. But playing down the middle and just maybe getting that ball in behind, that will work. Yet they seem reluctant to continue with that sort of tactic. Yeah, I think there'll have to be a bit of a tactical spice up from Schmidt in the
Definitely.
second half. I think Dick Advocate's approach is it wasn't in the first half, sitting back the first part, sitting back, barely getting anyone forward, and must have just said after 10 minutes, push up a bit higher. And it worked. I thought they had the better chances in the game. And a couple of good saves from Mavogo and a couple of bad misses from Linson. If this continues this way, I still see a draw being the outcome. I don't see Feyenoord being clinical enough.
Me too.
But PSV can just get a goal out of nothing, can't they? So the stats at half time, they currently are it's 59% possession for PSV, 41 for Feyenoord. 7 shots for PSV, 6 for Feyenoord, 2 of them on target for PSV and 3 for Feyenoord. So you'd say not much in it yet. 3 kicks, 8 for PSV, 2 for Feyenoord. Corners, 4 for PSV, none for Feyenoord. Then again, is it really important knowing that all 4 corners from PSV have got to know PSV players? Not. And 2 offsides for PSV, none for Feyenoord. 1 foul by PSV, 8 from Feyenoord. So it would seem like not much is in this game at the moment. I personally think this is gonna be a draw. I put money on that right now, just to say. And let's go over some of the results today all around. We've got in the Premier League Southampton, who lost again, but this time to Brighton, who were in that relegation scrap. So they lost 5-2 the other night to Manchester City, which probably didn't look good. Now they've lost to Brighton, who are in relegation contention as well. This means that Brighton are now only 4 points behind Southampton with a game in hand. Southampton 14th, Brighton 16th. This means that Fulham Fulham were always in the relegation zone before today anyway, but now it's Newcastle just above them with a game in hand and 2 points ahead of Fulham. Next weekend, it's Newcastle versus Brighton, so that is going to be a big game. At the moment, Leicester currently drawing 0-0 with Sheffield United, and I put Vardy in my fantasy football team because I thought he'd love nothing more than to end his drought against Sheffield United and destroy that corner post again. That was brilliant. And in Ligue 1, the only match that's been played so far is Nîmes drawing 1-1 against Montpellier. All the other matches at the moment, Dijon Bordeaux 0-0, still being played. 1-0 Lens versus Metz. Lorient drawing 0-0 with Nice. Rennes Strasbourg 0-0, still in the 20th minute. And you watched a bit of the Bundesliga match with Bayer Leverkusen and Arminia Bielefeld, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was watching that before. I saw the first half.
So if you see the score now, it's currently 2-1 to Arminia Bielefeld.
Oh,
And this means yet another defeat for Bayer Leverkusen. And despite having won against Mönchengladbach the last weekend, Bosch must be coming under some serious pressure, especially losing against Arminia Bielefeld. It's the 93rd minute; they could still get a goal, but it's not looking good. And Arminia Bielefeld, this win, if they were to hold out for it, puts them just outside of that relegation playoffs position, or even relegation zone that they were in before today's match, in 15th place, and it makes Berlin drop into 16th, Mainz back into 17th. So big win if they can get that away at Bayer Leverkusen. And in Serie A, there was Bologna who won 3-1 against Sampdoria. Sampdoria, I struggle to understand, though. Sometimes Ranieri does something really quite genius, and then it seems like for a few matches in a row, you just can't be bothered. It's just like, just go out and play, and maybe you lose, maybe you win. But
yeah.
both in 11th and 12th, respectively, now, fighting for that similar position. At the moment, 20 minutes gone, Parma 1, Roma 0. Now, that's not looking good. The one criticism that Fonseca gets at Roma is that he beats the smaller teams, but he doesn't show up against those big teams like Juventus, Inter Milan, or Lazio, notoriously. So if he were to lose against Parma today, Napoli to win, jump ahead of them in table, Lazio with their game in hand, can't jump ahead of them, but still, Roma are falling down the table, and I don't think the owners will like that, and Fonseca's job might be in danger as well. And currently, Torino drawing 0-0 with Inter Milan, 21 minutes gone. Inter Milan, do you watch a bit of Serie A, Stu? What are your thoughts on it?
I'm a big Lucas fan, so I watch a bit of Lazio.
Lazio are always brilliant to watch, unpredictable.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, all of them are a bit unpredictable in Italy. I think it's not the league I'd like betting on.
No.
But Lazio this season, I actually bought an Immobile shirt the other day, the away shirt. I'm a big fan of that green shirt. Yeah, oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, I saw snippets of them on Friday night against who were they against again? I can't remember. It was against Crotone. So Crotone, who are last in the league, and Lazio just about scraping out a win there. In the 84th minute, Saicedo getting the goal to win 3-2. Yeah, I don't know what to think of Lazio this season. They're currently 7th, but yeah. Offman saying, is this live footage or only commentary? It's the latter. We are not permitted to show footage on this. We would be taking down the channel. That wouldn't be suitable for us. So, in other games today, we've got the Netherlands, as we're covering this one. Venlo losing 3-1 to Sittard. And Sittard, now in 7th place on 34 points, but Venlo's still sitting outside that relegation zone, or the relegation playoff zone, ahead of Willem. 1 point ahead of them on 22 points. So, not a great defeat. And both matches currently being played and currently at half-time. PSV 1, Feyenoord 1, as we've been covering, and Utrecht 1, Vitesse 1. So, yeah, and last but not least, La Liga, we've got Celta Vigo, 68 minutes played, and they're drawing to Athletic Bilbao. And so, yeah, have you got? That's basically it for the moment. Have you got any thoughts on Leicester versus Sheffield United? Have you got any predictions, Stu?
You think Leicester win it quite comfortably, but with like Maddison and Barnes out, you can't be sure. But they should. It'll be interesting with Wilder what the reaction is after Wilder as well.
Yeah,
whether it will give the players like a kick to say we want to do this for Wilder, or if they'll be dying after it.
yes. So this is Heckingbottom's first match as manager of Sheffield United, or interim, is he? And I didn't think they needed Heckingbottom. I think they needed the kick up the bottom, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know who he is. Do you have any idea who he is?
No, I don't. Is he
I
just from the backroom staff or?
I don't know. I haven't looked up too much because even when they were talking about Chris Wilder going,
Yeah.
it wasn't confirmed till a bit after, so I wasn't too sure who'd come in.
No.
I didn't think it to look up at that moment in time. So just to look over it, he is 43, so quite young. He's been Barnsley caretaker manager, Barnsley manager, managed Leeds United. That must have been interim then. Hibernian, Sheffield under 23, and now Sheffield. So he has come through the ranks of in some capacity. But he did have a long playing career as well. I didn't play that much, but in lower leagues size. But yeah, I don't know if this is interim, so I, I don't know what's going to happen. Are Sheffield United accepting that they're going down? Was this Chris Wilder's decision? I haven't read up enough about it. Or was he sacked? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it sounds because I thought it was because I thought he would have been a good person if they did go down to get them back up after he's got those two promotions. And
It would have been the first stint in his career, let's just say,
yeah,
because he's not exactly had a lot of failure at Sheffield United. So
no,
I didn't expect him to be sacked. I thought there was too much goodwill, and especially where he's taken him. Because let's be honest, even the Sheffield United squad, you can say about how much they've spent on, say, Brewster, Ramsdale, etc., or Bird.
yeah,
Okay, the spending's been there, so he can't really complain on that side. But still, the squad technically isn't good enough. I see in most matches when I do turn them on that they rely on Billy Sharp to add a certain impetus up front, and there've been moments where Billy Sharp's even been doused in the championship. So, well, I
yeah,
say that lightly because some championship fans are always going to say, yeah, he's always been brilliant, and probably right so. But still, how old is he? And they're relying heavily on him to get goals sometimes. I don't know. I think that says a lot about your team. I do think the
yeah,
transfer policies have been pretty bad. If you look at even Mousset last season, I'm not a big
yeah,
fan of McBurney, um, Brewster. Even Ampadu, I don't think is up to the level, even if it is on loan. I mean, they got Ravel Morrison at one point.
oh, yeah.
They had Ravel Morrison, so that was a weird one. And Ollie Burke, another one.
Ollie, oh yeah,
It seems like someone he's asked people what would come across as the worst transfers ever. Well, here's a list. Go for them. Like,
yeah,
sounds good. And maybe I'm wrong. You can comment on it saying that I'm wrong that these players have certain qualities, and maybe they do. I just don't see it,
yeah.
unfortunately, at the
I
moment.
thought Bruce does a really strange one, like spending that amount of money on him, and then he's like, he's not really his sort of style either, so it didn't make any sense at all to me.
I don't know enough about Brewster. I've heard good things of what he did at Swansea, but I don't know enough about him, so I can't really judge. And in all fairness, Aston Villa took the risk with Ollie Watkins and from a player from the Championship as well,
Yeah,
and spent more, and that's worked out for them. It's easy to say why are you spending 20 million on a Championship player? Okay, I can understand the argument, but when it works out, suddenly you're a genius. Like Aston
yeah, that
Villa,
is true.
yeah. It's hindsight, as Jamie usually says, is a wonderful thing, but we can't keep saying why did you do that when there might have been good reason to have bought the player in the first place.
Yeah,
I don't understand the transfer of Lowe though. I think a lot of people agree with me that I think he's the player who looks most out of his depth in the Premier League.
yeah, he does.
So yeah, that's Sheffield United, and we should be getting back to the second half soon enough. I don't know if you've seen any Eredivisie over the weekend, or not at all. I haven't watched it either, so I can't really say.
Yeah, I'll just
Uh,
see what's up today.
okay, Jamie's going to annoy us again with this comment. Huntelaar, Van der Vaart, Van Nistelrooy, Schneider, and Robin all have one thing in common. What is it? Now, Jamie, you're gonna have to tell us.
Is it something? I was thinking they all played Real Madrid at this thing.
They've all played for Real Madrid. They have. They have all played for Real Madrid. They have. But how many have won the Champions League with Real Madrid?
Yeah.
None. Van der Vaart?
Uh,
Van der Vaart was at Real Madrid. Yeah, I don't think any of them won it with Real Madrid either. No, Huntelaar might have. Yeah, he's really making us look like we don't know we don't know about Dutch players whatsoever. So yeah, Huntelaar played in 2009 for Real Madrid, so didn't
That
win the
looks
Champions
like
League
they-
there. And now it just needs to. I can't. Van der Vaart must have been after. Van der Vaart isn't that old to have won it in the early 2000s. Yeah, 2008, 2010. Yes, well done. He said all Real Madrid. Okay, we got it. We got it.
Yeah.
I haven't got the goal celebration noise on. They're going back out for the second half though. So they're coming back out for the second half now, PSV. And are they making any changes?
Yes. 2 changes. I can't see who it is at the moment.
It's Gakpo coming off for Madueke. I've got to find his name somewhere on the whole lineup that we've got underneath it. Can't even find it. How bad is that? Ah, there. Found it. Found it. Because I've got to change the lineup on the description. Madueke. And we're off in the second half, aren't we? So, back with the fan music on and back to the game. So 2 substitutions from PSV in at that interval. Madueke on, Tete on, and Gakpo and Vieira, I think that's how you say it, both off. Feyenoord instantly, both teams instantly being like a swarm of bees surrounding the players. Not letting them have any space. And it's booted long to Marson. Easily dealt with. Scrappy from the get-go there.
And Marlon just had a chance. Good save on the key, went to corner.
Yeah, so Feyenoord are playing with fire, and then when they get the ball long, they lose it as well. Okay. But you see, it's what I said again. It's the through ball. It's just you gotta the spaces are there, and that's what you must notice instantly. Some of the players are going to come out onto the ball, so just get the ball in behind, and you'll get a chance. Marlon does it again. That's how he got the first goal. That's how he got his chance there. And was it Gertz who put the pass in again?
Yeah. Looked like it.
It looks like he has a very free roaming role, like the sort of role that would suit Gertz. We don't want you to run the 90 minutes, but we want you to get in those pockets so you can find space in behind, get those nice balls in, be a playmaker. I don't think he's got the physicality to be a winger anymore.
No. We always seem to see that pass. I remember at Dortmund, you just like find out of nowhere.
Yeah, even just little flick passes like he did in the first half. It's beautiful. It's something you work on, that vision. And PSV basically camping out in finals half the beginning of this second half. Oh, lose the ball cheaply though. Goes out for a throw in for Feyenoord. Go on, Jamie. If you've got any more trivia for us, we're all ears. I want to test myself now, or we'll test the Stu and Seb team. Yeah, it's not looking particularly great 2 minutes in. The quality could be a bit better. Because now it's Malassi on the ball. He's got space to run into, but he's being closed down. And PSV not giving them a second to breathe, Feyenoord. And the long ball from Feyenoord yet again turned over. It's not really working for them. It's simple. bit more pressure, a bit more proactivity, and this final team will be stagnated, will be sterilised more like. They're forced to go long, and it's not like Feyenoord exactly have height further up the pitch.
Yeah.
In their back line, yes, but not up the pitch.
Yeah, just giving possession back to them.
Yeah, and I know it's only 4 minutes in, so it'd be a bit harsh to look at possession stats, but yeah, PSV are dominating it at the moment. So I'm going to find my obscure stats as well, knowing which players have won the most duels in the game so far. I always love that one. I just love the duel stat. So Gakpo is the one who's won the most ground duels by quite some distance, and he's been taken off. Then you've got Sangari second. And there's still a bit of quality lacking to this game, and Lasser tries curving the ball in behind for Feyenoord and lose it again because he's got so little time on the ball. PSV aren't letting him play. The ball comes out wide now, and could be a dangerous chance. Could he get a shot away? Alright, it just goes over. And that's Koku just put it over the top. Feyenoord just trying to create any chance at this point. Say it like as if it's last minute. It's only the 50th minute.
Yeah.
I can't remember if PSV were playing a back three in the first half, but they are playing one now.
Yeah, I think it was back to in the first half.
It might have been, yeah. I can't really recall properly. Oh, and that's a dangerous turn from Lazio. It was so obvious that he shouldn't have made that pass. He did, and Zahetvi nearly got in behind, but dealt with okay by Feyenoord. Oh, that little flick.
Yeah.
Oh. So I see a
What
lot
do you
of...
get your stats on then?
I like Sofa's score. I think that's a good stat. I don't know. I just wanna. It's quite detailed, and you can go on each player and check how many passes they've completed out of how many. And
Oh, no.
so I like individual stats. Oh, and I've got on the other screen Leicester going 1-0 up, and it's Iniacho. I still am permanently frustrated by Iniacho. He frustrates me so much. The simple things he does wrong, but then the complicated things, wow, he can do it at ease. But it's an assist from Vardy, which you don't see often.
Oh no.
Across the face of goal, and Iniacho just has to tap it in. Good cross. That's a really good cross from Vardy. I had Vardy in my fantasy football team, so that's points to Seb. Oh, and now they're in, and it's... Oh, it's the post. Oh, that was a good chance. He does really well there.
Koku, post.
Yeah, so who was that? Was that Teze? Or was that either Madueka? Is that one of the players that came on?
I thought it was Koku.
It's, yeah, Madueka, who's just come on.
Yeah.
Who's, let it be said, English. And dribbles past two of the final defenders. He looks like he's falling over, but he still stays up for long enough to get the shot in on his left foot, and it unfortunately hits the post. Unlucky there. So yet again, we're talking about a half where PSV are dominating the first few minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that shot from Koku outside the box. If not, no, nothing for Feyenoord whatsoever. And they're playing very high up the pitch for Feyenoord, PSV. I think they're so confident in possession right now that they can afford to have the defenders playing at the line.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, Feyenoord don't look like they're offering anything, so why not? I'd worry if Feyenoord are going to constantly start their games or this each half quite slow. It reminds me of Juventus.
Yeah.
Always in the first minutes of the first half or second half, you know you can get at them. Take some time to get into the game. If Feyenoord are like that, then PSV might or should have capitalised on it. Oh, and
I think
sinister.
it's like the main reason they don't do so well in the Champions League or Juventus. Like,
I'd question how good their respective leagues are. Is Italy
Yeah.
really of quality? Is Spain really of quality right now? Because we saw how Spanish teams have been.
yeah.
For instance, Dortmund versus Sevilla. I thought Dortmund couldn't buy a win during that period, and Sevilla were on a winning streak that was so long that I thought easy win for Sevilla. I did bet on Dortmund though because I had an inkling that Dortmund would win, and a friend was like, "No, Sevilla win. I'm putting 20 on that. That's at 2.25 the bet. That's basically printing off money." I was like, careful, and Dortmund win. Same with Barcelona being humiliated by PSG. Real Madrid scraping past 10 man Atalanta.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that wasn't. It's not good showing, and then Real Sociedad losing to Manchester United, very convincingly. Just made me think: is Spanish football really on a downward trajectory? Maybe. Is Italian football? Considering how Lazio got embarrassed by Bayern Munich, Juventus got knocked out to Porto.
Yeah.
Atalanta lost to a Spanish side, and we just established that Spanish sides aren't good.
yeah. Yeah.
And Marston's had to make a save there again. Pretty routine, but still just showing that PSV are taking chances. They're not trying to build up to the perfect goal. They get the ball onto their right foot, they'll just shoot. It's again the same thing. They're showing the replay of that chance. I think it was for Davies, who got a shot away. Get the ball in behind. It's what we were saying in the first half. The space is there. There's something to exploit. Just do it, and they're doing it, and they're getting chances. If they continue, one will go in. When Philip Max just getting pushed off the ball there. This is what I was saying about him being similar to Teo Hernandez, where he just he doesn't just attack down on the left and stay out wide, like a lot of left backs do, and very effectively. Philip Max, you'll see the space in the middle. He'll go, I'm running with the ball in there, and I just love seeing an attacking left back that will just go all over the pitch. It's just brilliant. Yeah. So as usual, if anyone's got any comments, any suggestions, any questions, anything, comment section there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We would like to get 3 more by the end of this, and that way we're on a nice 425. So PSV's defenders on the ball comfortably again. And that was a pretty poor pass. No one was expecting that. Dealt with by Senesi quite easily. But PSV now do have a throw-in, so not dealt with that easily. The match clock for the second half is not on. Thank you, Mr. Davies, for pointing it out. There we go. Haha. Now we're good, are we, Jamie? We're good? Cool. Thanks. And now PSV are getting higher up the pitch, but I'm worried that they might just have stale possession like they did in the first half. Passing it round now for a few minutes, but
Yeah,
Feyenoord are now happy to sit back again. This looks like it's heading for a draw, in my opinion.
yeah, you'd say so.
And Mudeke is really causing problems with that Feyenoord defence. He's just dribbled past again a couple of their defenders, and unfortunate to not get a chance in the end. So he's one that we should be looking at being English, right?
Yeah,
He's been injured for a while, but he got a goal in his last game. He's come on now and he's had quite the impact. He's hit the post and he's causing problems. Could be an interesting option for England if we ever were to look at young players. Big problem is, in his position now on the right wing there or up top, I don't think we're lacking talent, are we, in England?
he's got a bit of competition there.
Just a bit, yeah. But it's good if he can make his name for himself in the Eredivisie. It's great having English exports sometimes.
Yeah, I do like to see English players like go out abroad and like.
Yeah, like I think it's Barrow who's also English who plays for Bologna. I think he scored today as well. So it's nice to see. Ah no, Barrow is not English. There is another one though out there, and I can't think of who it is in Serie A. If anyone knows, just comment that. It's now Feyenoord are finally into PSV's final third. Wow, been a long time coming. They get a corner.
I think that's that for their first corner.
It is their first corner of the match. Dumfries putting it out. And I feel like Dumfries for some reason seems like a player who has been to a different league, but he hasn't. He's only stayed in the Eredivisie. So I thought he went elsewhere. Corner comes in. And it's headed over the top. Oh no, it's a corner again. I thought that went off a final player.
Went for a shot in the second corner.
Second corner, they're doubling the stats already. Corner comes in. Oh, and it's on target. Oh. I love an on target corner. So there's a foul for PSV now. What the final players have done a couple of times in this match is barge their back into a rising PSV player. You know that cheeky foul that Harry Kane is constantly criticised for. They've done that a few times. They've done that just twice in the last minute.
Yeah.
On Madueke and Max. Cheeky from them. Is it clever or is it malicious? I'll let other people decide. Now PSV get it back into finals half. Not too many options for PSV.
No.
It seems like again, I mean, this might be overconflating it a bit. That they're lacking ideas again. After about 10 minutes of a half.
Yeah.
They've got possession of the ball, but it doesn't seem like they know how to create a genuine chance out of it now. In the first part of this half, free flowing.
Feyenoord seem to have got into it a bit more now.
Yeah, like in the first half, it took them a bit of a while to get into the game, and maybe they might get a goal. I doubt it. They haven't really created any clear-cut chance in the second half.
No.
They've kept the ball just a bit better in the second part of the second half, but nothing really of note. I say that, and Berghuis gets a decent chance. It's well worked, and Linson again. He's all over the place in that penalty box, and he heads it down for Berghuis. And on his unpreferred is he left-footed or Berghuis? I don't even know. I'd guess so from the finish that he did before. But he gets a chance, and no one in the box near him. He might have been able to take an extra touch and get a shot away where he isn't under the ball. And now PSV are back on the ball. Yes. Stu, are you still bringing me a Mackey's after work? Says Mr. Burgoyne. No? No?
Does me doing a bank transfer? Or...
We have apps for that now. Jamie Burgoyne, we're waiting for the transaction to be confirmed, and then Stu might consider it. Well, it's still not a guarantee, but might consider it. And yet another long ball from Feyenoord, given back to PSV. So close to saying PSG there.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe they've won the same amount of Champions Leagues. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, now if there are any PSG fans, that will be absolute banter.
It would, mate.
64 minutes gone, and it is 1-1 between PSV Feyenoord. Goals coming from Berghuis and Marlin in the first half. PSV have looked more likely to score in the second half, but they haven't. And yeah, this doesn't affect the table too much. If Feyenoord draw, they stay below Vitesse, who are currently winning 3-1. If PSV draw, they stay above AZ Alkmaar and below Ajax. So position-wise, things look to be staying the same.
Were you saying PSV would be 6 points behind, but play 2 games more?
Now, if it stays like this, it is 5 points behind, having played 2 games more. You'd find it hard to believe that Ajax could throw away a lead so big, considering the 2 games in hand. But Ajax are still in Europe, so what's to say that their season won't take a hit from that? Berghuis just made a pass down. It was pretty bad. Feyenoord are trying to keep the ball in their own half here, trying to play a triangle, but struggling to do so. They've kept the ball. I just saw Koku trying to do a pass directly. The ball flicked up in front of him. Really messed up. Quite funny. Yeah, and PSV being quite stubborn defensively in the second half, not really letting them have any chances. If you're gonna get a chance, Feyenoord, you're gonna have to shoot from far, and it doesn't even look like they're gonna get that sort of chance in the second half. So yeah, Ajax has still got European competitions, and Ajax are the team that are in the final of the cup against Vitesse. That should be played in April, I guess. So they're in 3 competitions. They're still on for a treble, unlike PSV, who did go out to Olympiacos in the Europa League, and they've only got the league to play for until the end of the season. So they might as well go all out.
Yeah. Have they still got to play each other?
What, Ajax and PSV?
Yeah.
No. It's all done. It's all done. So it's all for Ajax to win now. It's Ajax to lose. Jamie Burgoyne, what's your bank deets? Unfortunately, Stu only does internet transactions through OnlyFans, and
the secret's out.
the secret's out. And Feyenoord look to be in a good position here to break at the PSV defence, and they just hold back. Molasses on the ball. They're playing intricately just outside of PSV's box, and a shot from far. Blocked. See, I said the only chances they'll get is if they shoot from far, and even then, PSV have blocked it.
Yeah.
Been a good defensive performance from PSV in the second half. So, 68 minutes gone. Still 1-1 between PSV and Feyenoord. With Vitesse still winning 3-1 against Utrecht, this means that both maintain their positions in the table. 2nd for PSV and 5th for Feyenoord. Maybe Feyenoord can be in this famous Europa Conference League next season. And Feyenoord have done everything correct, and PSV, I mean, in a defensive aspect. The defenders have been high up the pitch when needed to bring more possession into Feyenoord's own half, and then when they've been asked to defend, they've done it impeccably. Decent performance, not much that Feyenoord could do. Feyenoord haven't been great, but PSV have actually been quite good in the second half. Just lacking that spark. That spark that you expect Marlon, Sahavi or Götze to provide. And Philip Max intercepts that ball there, and PSV go back on the front foot. And it's Madueke again, and they just look worried as soon as he gets the ball. He can dribble past them with ease. But he's given it away. You can tell they want to throw out the leg when he's dribbling like that, but they know he's so agile that it's not a good idea. They might concede a penalty. It's Philip Max out wide, looking to get a cross in. He doesn't in the end. So, PSV looking comfortable. I'd put my money on PSV to win, but as we mentioned and multiple times, this has got a draw written all over it. I wonder how many shots PSV have had in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I think 10 minutes in, they were all over Feyenoord, getting chances in behind, but I don't think they've really had a shot since.
No.
Their game plan's okay, but they're reverting back to the first half where they just seem content to keep the ball and not really do much more with it.
Why not just that final pass, isn't there?
No one's offering the solution up front. Marlon's not moving much. Sahavi is trying to roam in front of the defenders. They're not doing enough up front to offer options for them. They seem like they're both two strikers who've just been asked to be on the last defender, and then Feyenoord have an extra centre back, so no worries. So, and Feyenoord win it back in their own half. Can they break from this? They got themselves into a good position, and a good block there from trying to find a name. I think that was Tetse who blocked the shot there. Oh, the pass.
Our
He's
friend
decent.
Sinister's going off.
Sinister's off. Sinister is off, yeah.
Hat. Come on.
So that is a substitution to be noted. Well, he got the assist in the first half, but hasn't really shown much in the whole match, I don't think.
No.
Probably a good player, and I believe he might have potential, like we have had comments saying in our stream, but didn't show enough for me in this game. I think PSV's defenders have been impressive. I think, as I just mentioned, Tetse has come on in the second half, has looked brilliant in that centre-back position. I think he's looked very comfortable for a 21-year-old. Max is on the ball. And it's sunny in Holland, so, you know, it can surprise the weather in Holland sometimes. I don't know, are you in sunny England right now, Stu?
It is quite sunny today.
My wonder, it's been snowing non-stop here.
Oh.
This is not the March weather we want. We don't want snow in March.
When I grew up, and it was like raining all the way through it, and then I come back inside and it's just nice and sunny outside.
I can see a bit of the sunshine on your neck now. There we go. Oh, Rosario's just made a weird pass there. And his game's been a bit sloppy today. Rosario, is that Rosario or is that? I think it is. So, oh yeah, and just to say, I think the second half for Leicester versus Sheffield United is going to start soon. 1-0 to Leicester at half-time, the goal from Miniatro being the difference. And Jamie Burgoyne saying, don't worry, Stu, I'll get Brookie Craft delivery to my office. A lot of those words I didn't understand, and maybe that's my ignorance to a lot of what goes on in the UK. But I'm sure you understand it. It's Jamie language. You must get Burgoyne language.
Don't know if anyone gets Burgoyne language.
At least I feel like I'm not the only one. Jamie hears this. He hears it, and he's not saying anything. Come on, Jamie. So the second half, possession has been in favour of PSV, 59% to 41%. Feyenoord actually, surprisingly, have had more attempts on goal with 4 to PSV's 3, which shocks me. But all of 3's PSV's shots have been on target. None of Feyenoord's have been.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot. I think all of Feyenoord's shots have been from long range. I could be wrong, but I think they've all been from long range. And yes, they've won the corner count in the second half, 2 to Feyenoord and 1 to PSV. They've won something in the second half.
You would have thought that in the first half.
Oh, it looked like a corner was impossible for Feyenoord. If they were going to get a shot on goal, it's just going to be out. So Marsman, who's just put out of play for a PSV throw-in, had a few saves to make, dealt with them quite easily, but then his distribution, just not there. He's tried the long ball multiple times, and I think all his long balls have been, how would I say it, failed. Without sounding too extreme. So yeah, I've just got to start. Nick Marsman, 16 long balls attempted, 6 completed. So his stats are better than I assumed initially. So even going back to the who's won the most aerial duels, it's Viergever, who's been replaced as well at half-time, which I found weird. The one who won the most ground duels was, before in the first half, was Gakpo, and he was taken off as well. So PSV took off all their muscle and looked better for it in the second half, which is odd. Maybe they had injuries, I don't know. PSV aren't giving Feyenoord a minute to breathe in their own half. That's Makeda. Is it Makeda? I can't say his name. Puts a cross in. Oh, and Heavy gets a... Yeah, it's a high boot there. It's a foul.
Yeah.
It's a foul on Spacek. Spacek, is that what it's pronounced? Yeah, and Sahavi is high foot. Normal. Don't think you can complain about that. They're just showing the 2 goals again, and yeah, unfortunately for our friend Juice, Marlon looks onside. He looks very comfortably onside. So Marsman for another long ball. Will it be completed? Technically yes. 7 out of 17. Just forward from PSV, long ball, and that's dealt with easily by Feyenoord. And it's Malacia. Now he looks to run into the space, but has been muscled off the ball by... I keep forgetting his name. Madueke. And I hope I'm saying that right.
I need to practice my Dutch pronunciation.
Well, you see, it's the English player, so technically we could just go. We can just Slater it with an English accent, and we should be right. Mm-hmm. Oh, and it's just poorly given away by Feyenoord. Oh, they win it back in PSV's half. All as well. PSV is starting to look tired. Their passing has not been horrific in the past 2 minutes. But who isn't tired with this long congested season? Yeah, it's a Harvey. Handles it there. Clear free kick. Just a bit clumsy. And they're bringing it back to Dick Advocate, and despite him being 73, he's always looked 73 in my opinion. I always see him as that say he's not aged since Sunderland. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll let you lot decide. can understand why PSV fans would be frustrated that the two up front doesn't offer a lot of defensive security. When PSV are not in possession, and it's behind the strikers, then Tahavi and Marlon aren't gonna track back and try and win the ball back. So they lose an extra man already there, and maybe that's why Feyenoord look like they can be a decent passing side. Hard to say. So I want to see if Leroy Fer is still the player that we knew in the Premier League. I don't know whether he does play a lot. He might come on, but I do want to see him. It's been too long, and it'll be a familiar face. Oh, it's given away poorly again by Feyenoord near the halfway line. And that's cost both teams today, losing the ball in silly positions. And now Feyenoord look to attack down the right. It's Koku on the ball. Haps, and he's got past well, but can't get the shot away. It's a throw-in for Feyenoord deep into PSV's half. And the first contribution to the game maybe from Haps. And that was a foul throw from Malacia. Everyone knows that I can get infuriated with foul throws.
Oh, I can't stand a foul throw.
It was drilled into my head when I was younger to throw it correctly, and then when you see professionals throwing it incorrectly, you think, then what's the point? And Rosario on the ball. And now PSV's defenders just passing it between them comfortably. So 8 minutes gone, it's still 1-1 between these two sides. So changes nothing where they are in the table. PSV still second and Feyenoord is still fifth, with Vitesse still winning. Oh, and Götze has got himself into a good position. He lays off to Zahari. No, can't get the shot away. And that's what I'm saying about the sort of magic that PSV needed, the individual brilliance. Götze showing up for once in the second half. Madueke has been the only one who has shown sparks of individual, how do I say it, talent in the second half. But he's just been a bit unfortunate. And Götze did well there, but Tahavi couldn't get the shot away. Yeah, and both teams are definitely tired now. And there's a player down injured. Is that Malacia? I think it is.
It's a bit more sloppy now, isn't it?
Yeah, and Malacia's been given a yellow card, which I find weird. Well, that was a very, very crunching tackle from... I can't see who it was. Yeah, it's getting a bit feisty now.
Referee just turning to get straight back up.
Yeah, so Koku is challenged quite fiercely by Tetse there.
Yeah.
I think both teams are getting just a bit agitated at this point. So Malacia's got a yellow card for pulling on Dumfries. Yeah, and Tetse really tries to just wipe him out clearly there. That looks like a very dangerous tackle. I wouldn't be surprised if VAR were to intervene in that one, because... Oh.
Have you seen like the little punch in the back?
I haven't, no. So there are multiple players that have just gone down consecutively there. Also, is it Koku who? Oh yeah, he elbows him in the back there. That's got to be a yellow card. Yeah, he's getting treatment. It didn't look that hard, but maybe he's been lightly winded.
Yeah.
I can't say. Yeah, Koku's showing a bit of a nasty side there. I don't know if he does have that. Tell us below if he does. Yes. I think that should have been a yellow card. If Malacia is going to get a yellow card for pulling on Dumfries' shirt, then
Yeah.
Koku should definitely get a yellow for that. And then the tackle from Tetse could have been a red. That was with quite some force.
I don't know what he was doing, to be fair.
Didn't seem necessary.
No.
But I'm quite shocked how hurt the PSV player is.
I don't know if he's trying to get him sent off.
Maybe. If you stay on the ground longer, it gives the ref in the VAR room longer to look at it and then maybe say, you should look at that. There are probably psychological tactics around it.
Yeah.
So 85 minutes, 5 minutes of normal time remaining. And still 1-1. Ooh, and they've got a chance here, and it's Marlon who's on the ball, trying to get a shot in. Pass it to Gutzer, and it's just a bit sloppy in the end, and they don't get a shot away. But Gutz has been whistled offside there. Yeah, that was useless from Marlon. He could have tried getting the ball in the box, tried doing a clever flick to Gutzer, and didn't come off. And then Gutzer was offside in the end anyway, so. So Marson for another long ball. Unsuccessful again. There we go. And the ball's just bouncing around. Someone's going to have to take it down. Otherwise, this is just going to be a bit of a mess. Feyenoord are on it, and they lose it in their own half. Really silly again. Berghuis this time. Oh, no, it's Koku this time. And Koku's not had the greatest of second halves. But you can expect that from a young player, I guess. So a substitute's been made now, and Zahavi's coming off, and it's Vertessen who's coming on. 20-year-old Belgian. And Feyenoord have still only made one change, and 86 minutes gone. So it's looking at it, the game has lost a lot of quality in the last 10 minutes or so. The passing's been off, the tackles have been sloppy, and both players look very tired. El Rencio, I'm back. Hello, El Rencio. Good to have you with us again. And Feyenoord have just got every man behind the ball basically except for Linson. PSV are going to have to do something special to break this down. And Guts on the ball. Gets to Rosario. Phillips. And a through ball. Nicely put. That's smart. Oh, a cross that comes in and Feyenoord deal with it. Tetse dribbles past and looks like he's going to take the shot on, but doesn't. And Guts' ball in behind is dealt with by Feyenoord. And I've been a bit disappointed with Gutser. I mean, he got the assist, and he's created some chances. And I shouldn't be shocked by this, but he's ghosted out this game for, let's just say about 70 minutes of it, or 80 even. He just had those little moments of magic, and that's it. Well, little moments. The assist, and then maybe in the second half, decent pass through, and then a little lob ball for Zahavi. But if not, I've not seen a lot from Gutser, unfortunately. And this is almost the last chance for Gutser. He's still only 28, but no one else would take him, even on a free agent last summer. So I do feel sorry for him because of the injuries, but when you say a player at 28 is on their last chance, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Especially a player of his quality. But I don't know if he can hold up physically as a professional footballer. Oh, Milazzo. He just tries dribbling and it hits it against Haps. And I know I'm probably being critical of nearly every player, but I think Milazzo has had a particularly bad game. Yeah, Marlon's cut offside there. That was quite obvious.
What World Cup did Goetze win?
Oh, it's 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the final in that one. He got it in. Did he get it in extra time, that goal? Against Argentina? No, normal time, I think it was.
Yeah. But if you said then, like, he'd be going as a free agent and not many clubs had bought him, now you'd think you were like crazy.
Yeah, and if you're 32 or 33, oh, and Vardy's just got a shot away and Ramsdale's dealt with it in the other match. But if you're 28, and as you mentioned, you scored the goal in the World Cup final, you've been a big player who's played for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that at 28 your career would almost look over. If you're 33 or 34, okay, maybe a different ball game, but 28, it reminds me of Wilshere as well.
Yeah.
In a similar air. And if PSV will probably be disappointed they couldn't do much more in the second half. But then you could say for Feyenoord in the first half they had probably the better chances as well. So maybe in the grand scheme of things, a draw is a fair result. And they've given the ball away easily again. Feyenoord just tripping up and PSV looked to break on them. Oh, and just unfortunate there. Feyenoord just get the ball away and slow it down near the halfway line. Kaku's on it. Gets the ball to Malacia. And I'd be surprised if Malacia doesn't want to even try getting forward, considering the day he's had. He tries to keep the ball and he loses it. He loses it quite convincingly. Poor play from him there. Oh, and that'd be a yellow card for me for Senesi. And Senesi's been a bit quiet as well in this game. When he gets a yellow card, that's a tactical foul. Makes sense. One that he had to make. But Vitesse a bit lively since he's come on. Not got a senior goal for PSV yet. Maybe he'll be looking to get one here. And so Vitesse even has only played for the Belgian. He's played for the national team, a friendly international, and he's played for the under-17s. So there, just a little fact. And Götze again. Oh. And a shot from Rosario. Oh, I can't say his name properly. Rosario. Deflected. I can't see which player it was off. Was it off Buttigieg? And slowed down the shot so Marsman could deal with it.
You just seem to make too many passes.
Yeah, they're not being forth enough. They're not being clinical enough. They're not getting the ball forward. I mean, it's great Philip Max running down the wing and then he just cuts back and keeps the ball back in front of the final defenders. As any defender will say, as soon as you play in front of them, they're more comfortable than if you're playing in behind them.
Yeah,
they've had chances to get behind, and that's when Feyenoord have looked most uncomfortable. Don't know why they didn't continue doing that. So now it's Singer on the ball, Dumfries, back to Teze, and they're deep into Feyenoord's half, so 15 seconds of the game left, and PSV look like they're putting the bodies forward, but they're not taking the chances. They're not taking a risk of putting that ball in behind Feyenoord. Yeah, and there's a foul there from I can't see which player it is.
that's it.
Is it Buscagli? That's it. That's full time, and game has ended 1-1, and this streak for PSV versus Feyenoord, well, continues. That's now 8 games they haven't won against Feyenoord, and I guess if you're PSV, is there anything to worry about? They're 3 points ahead of AZ Alkmaar in second place, same amount of games played. Um, will they be really upset getting a draw against a top five side like Feyenoord? What were
Yeah.
your thoughts on the game then, Stu? Sorry, I was calling you Luke. What are your thoughts on this game then?
Yeah. Um, I was like, I think PSV would have probably wanted a bit more, but like you say, being a top five club as well, they would a draw's never like the worst result. I just think they showed like they had like little periods of like that of the game where they looked like they could do something, but they just didn't show enough of it. I
Mm.
think Feyenoord will be really happy to like get a draw, like because going against the top two, sorry, second in the league,
Away from
like
home.
great away from home as well. Like you called it as well with the saying like the draws as well. Like, so I
I
think they'd be really happy Feyenoord.
Yeah, I guess they would be, and particularly their game plan. This now means that the pattern continues, as I mentioned. Feyenoord
Yeah.
draw, Feyenoord draw, Feyenoord now draw. So maybe the next match will be Feyenoord.
Yeah.
It was a disappointing game. It wasn't that exciting.
Yeah.
It was a bit. You could tell what both teams were doing wrong, and it seemed obvious the solution. Yet none of them really wanted to listen to that solution. Let's say. I think PSV should be disappointed if they're to push Ajax and be one of those top sides. They'll be the top side pushing for the title. It's mainly old habits they'll have to get out of, and old habits here mean not winning against Feyenoord. That would have been something they'd have liked to broken, and
Yeah.
the fact that they couldn't means they'll probably just still sit below Ajax for another few years to come if they can't get over that hurdle. Bit of a disappointing game, but this now means that PSV second in the table, 5 points behind Ajax. Ajax have 2 games in hand, so they can be practically 11 points ahead with not that many games left. The league we all assume will go to Amsterdam again, to Ajax.
Yeah.
Feyenoord, on the other hand, they might be looking to Europe to get into that Europa Conference League. I don't know what the Europa Conference League is going to be, what the quality is going to be like. If this final team were in the Europa League, I don't think they get far. I think it'd be out soon in the group stages. So I think both sides, Feyenoord happier than PSV, but I don't think PSV deserved more. They probably had the better half, second half. Feyenoord, I think, had the better first half. But yeah,
I'd agree.
it's just a bit unfortunate. And I just saw in the Leicester game, Sheffield, Jose Perez getting the second goal for Leicester. Leicester being really
nice.
poor there, really, really quite bad. But yeah, to round this up, yeah, we did a PSV versus Feyenoord. Ended 1-1. Unfortunate to not have a bit more of an exciting game. We've got later on Manchester United versus West Ham, where we'll have Jamie on, and we'll have West Ham fan Dom Ryder. So that's later on today. I'm trying to look at the time. At 7:15, so we'll be live from 7:10. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as usual. And thank you, Stu, for joining me for this match today, for this watch along. And I'll see you soon, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thank you all for watching along.